Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Task Force 511 training. This time we'll be talking about the lovely. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Fucking Blackhawks that aren't Blackhawks, if you know what I mean, because we don't have the assets yet. My bad. I will be creating a cooler asset, but currently we have the Seahawk right here. This will be a great troop transport helicopter. And then we have the Pave Hawk, which is used for medevac. And as you can see by the helipad it is on, it is medevac. Quick explanation of these. Both these are Hatchet, the Hatchet mod H-60s. So therefore they are full fidelity cockpits, and I'll show what that means later. As you see, this is on a regular helipad. This is what we'll mainly use. This is what all you guys will use. The medevac helipads and the medevac choppers will only be for specific people. Currently it's just myself, but we'll have to see what happens in the future. And yeah, so I can just go ahead and get started from here. So this is the regular MH60 is what it is called in the actual game, but technically it's called the SH-60 if I'm not mistaken. So first things first, we'll go over the backseat stuff so I can just ace interact with it and interactions. As you can see, we have to get in. So we have pilot, co-pilot. Pilot will be on the, if you're looking the same way as the helicopter's on the right side by the fuel probe. Co-pilot's obviously on the opposite side. And then we have the hoist controls. They sit right about here, controlling the rescue hoist. You can also do that as a pilot, and we will go over that when in the air. Hoist controller also does typically does roping for people. Otherwise, we have the, let's see if I can get it to show up, the gunners, which aren't showing up in the interaction, but as you can see, if I go here, and I might just have to hop in real quick. So if I hop into the back seat, should maybe be able to enter the guns. Maybe not. It just could be broken, and that is exactly, yeah, no, it's broken. That's our fault. We'll get that sorted later. But you should be able to have gunners controlling these, and I'll go over how those work in a second with the Pave Hawk. Otherwise, you guys came here for flight training, so I'm doing flight training. So first things first, we'll start with the pilot seat. So if you hop in the pilot seat on the obviously right side of the aircraft, as I said earlier, this is how you look. You'll start off like this. You can't move. So if you see down there, I'm moving my mouse since I'm moving joystick. So what I do is I like to double tap Alt to do free look. So now we're in the cockpit. W is tilt forward. S is tilt backwards. A is obviously tilt left. D is tilt right, and then Q and E are basically like rudders of this helicopter. And so startup process is very, very simple. So real quick, what I mean by full fidelity is, as you can see, all these buttons and knobs and all that shit have, or not all of them, but the majority of them have a interaction with them. So the way to start it is you'll go ahead and either zoom in or don't on this back panel. So this is so as you can see, there are 6 of them: Gen 2, Gen 1, APU, Battery 2, Battery 1, and Standby Inst. I kind of forgot what that stands for. I'm not gonna remake this video to figure it out. So what you do is you look at one. You can scroll wheel it. So just scroll wheel it down, turns it on. Obviously scroll wheel up, turns it off. So off is vertical, down is diagonal, or on is diagonal. So what you do is you turn every one of them on like this. All right, so now those are on. You saw some lights come up. Next thing, you'll go to this next row in front of it, and you'll turn on this one, the first one, the second one, and the third one, and that's it. During nighttime ops, you might want to go to the panel behind it and to the right of that one. Those have position and collision lights. Those are very useful. And also during nighttime ops, if you go to the panel in front of that one, it has, if I can get them to show, the panel 2 in front of that one, it has console lights, so that will light up all the, like if you see this windshield co-pilot, that'll light up all that shit. Next thing's next, so you can hear the bird kind of spooling up, just based on sound. Next thing you'll do is you'll go to engine ignition, and all you gotta do is just scroll wheel, flip the switch, it's now on. Next, you'll go down to this panel, hit mission systems, go to the HUD, and then go to Imperial on. I recommend using Imperial as if we're ever doing formation flights and I say a speed, it will be in knots. Then all you gotta do is just back out of mission system, back out of menu, and you're set there. Next, you'll go back up to this panel, go to these little knobs. So throw down fuel system 1, or fuel system 2, fuel system 1, or fuel system 1, fuel system 2, it's up to you. Throw the engines to the first tick, throw the engines to their second tick, and then all you gotta do is look at these buttons, they're called engine start, and hit F, as in Foxtrot. So F, that'll turn on 1, you can hear it spooling up, you can see it, and then hit 2, you'll be unable to see that as that is in the rear, but you can guarantee it's pulling up. Next couple things I'll go over is you have this system right here. So this will tell you your torque. You do not want to be in the red bar for too long. Currently we're in the green, it's all good. Red bar is a max. And then here you have your flight controls. When we get to the DAP, I'll talk about more into this system. Other important things are your ND. This is like your early warning system. Honestly, that's the only one you really would bring. So this is the type of screen I would have up as a transport pilot. Just these two. That's it. So all this would be is your regular, and then this would be your ND, obviously. So your helicopter spool it up. You can hear it. It sounds amazing. Next thing to do is all you gotta do is just hit and hold shift. It's a lift off, and then tilt forward towards the taxiway. As you can see, just keep it at a low speed, come right over the taxiway, and then we'll go ahead and rudder turn. So I'm just tapping my E button. I'm a little off track and I don't want to hit anything, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring it just right over here. Kind of swing it around, following the runway best I can. We are first person along, so it's a little harder, and for newer pilots I will be extremely lenient with you guys about following taxiing. So now we have made it to the actual runway, so all you have to do here is I hit X, and that throws the helicopter in auto hover. As you see, it went back, kind of reoriented itself. It's at 0 knots, it's doing auto hover. All I'm going to do is bring myself a little bit to the right so I can be more lined up. And as you can see, the runway is outlined. All runways do that in ARMA, no matter what map you're on, which is awesome. So next, all you got to do is just re-hit X, so now I'm out of auto hover. Give myself a little bit of height, and then just hit W. And so the meter you want to be watching is obviously the meter that I'm pointing at, the NG. It's at 102 currently. So we're going 34 knots, 37. So we'll take the runway all the way down. And then when we hit roughly like 70 to 80 knots, that's when we'll lift. I'll do it at 80. So we lift, and then barrel, and then follow the map whichever way it tells you to. So if you hit H in the helicopter, then you get this cool mapping system. It's still C-tab. Don't worry, it's the same exact functions as C-tab. Let me see if we have this. So control click will also give you a personalized dot. Now if I look, we'll talk about this more in the DAP. But if I control click, actually it could be marked there, which is kind of convenient. But also if you go into the targeting pod, which we'll talk about in the DAP, it will give you exact distance if I'm unmistaken. Could be opposite server settings. So now we're in the air. You want to focus on this green bar, the NG, and if you go over the NG line, if it's ready for too long, you'll over torque and the bird will break. And easy ways to over torque are holding shift like this. My bad, it's the Q bar. Is the Q bar. So now I'm over torqued too long. Yeah, I'm getting to the too long, just still over torquing. And there's my loss of power. So now we have completely over torqued. So now all you gotta do is just bring it below a torque bar. So so what I just did there is I pulled up and then I just held Z as my lower key, and as you can see that brought it all the way back down. But when you over torque it does do some damage to the bird, so you might as well not do that again if you're still on mission. Otherwise, if you're close to base, you're going to want to hit up a repair truck and just get it quickly repaired. Yeah, that's about it for transport. And future trainings will go over formation flying. We'll do some formation flying, special landings, all that fun stuff. Otherwise, for landings, I'm just gonna go set this one down on its pad. Um, yeah, there's not much more to go over. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop back on the pad real quick. It's not super hard. So this was just basic startup and get into the air procedure. So now we're basically over the pad and hit a little auto hover, kind of do my micro detail adjusting. It doesn't need to be too perfect. Just make sure you don't hit the other bird on the way down. And when you're down, all you really do is just power count, and then power count off to 0. And then you hear it kind of spool down. I'm a little off the pad. That was kind of my bad. I was doing it more rush, but otherwise, yeah, that's how you fly the transport birds. I'm way off the pad, and that was my fault. Otherwise, I'm gonna hop in and see if I can show the minigun. I don't know if it's actually working, which is very, very sad. I'll have to talk about to Ridwolf about getting that one ready. Unfortunately, I did not show the hoist system. It's really, really easy. So all you gotta do, I can probably do it from the ground. Yeah, hop in, go to the interact with the bird, so just hold Windows key. Then all you gotta do is just go to rescue hoist, deploy a hook. That will, you can't see it, I can hop out and show you guys. That will deploy the hook. As you can see, it's down now. Next thing you'll do is once I hop back in, once you go to rescue hoist, you can secure hook, so that brings it back to the bird. Raise hook to hilly, it's kind of where it is right now. Lower hook to ground and stabilize hook, so I just say lower it to ground. And so now it drops all the way to the ground. And then for ground personnel, like if you're ever doing a medevac or whatever, or a HVT grab, then all they do is, yeah, basically just attach the hook or get on it as a passenger. Okay, yeah, get on it as a passenger. I'm going to detach real quick. So they typically would get on as a passenger, and it will all work. Then all you gotta do when they're on as a passenger and that's called up, you just raise hook to hilly. That'll bring it back up. Excuse me. And then all you gotta do past that is secure the hook. And anyone that is on the hook will automatically be sent into a passenger seat, and the hook will be stowed away. So that's basic controls for the rescue hook and for any transport helicopter. Thank you for watching. I hope it wasn't too boring. Peace.